All right, here's your other awards. So again, almost as prestigious as the big awards. A lot of people really prefer the other awards anyway. So, most uncomfortable Discord chat. This is a national award we give to the nation that had the most uncomfortable Discord chat. As staff, we look in some of the different national chats, helping keep the peace. And this one was most uncomfortable for just all of the awkwardness involved. And it goes to New Zealand, by far the most uncomfortable Discord chat. I do believe at some point there must have just been a second thread created or something, because everyone abandoned it after a while. So it's very uncomfortable. Big ups to New Zealand on creating the most uncomfortable Discord chat. Most qualifier rage quits. Now this award goes to the nation that during qualifiers had the most players absolutely rage quit, maybe even leave the server frustrated by the game. I think there's no question kind of who this one's going to. I think you guys know where all the rage quits happen. That's the US of A. No question there. US of A gets the award for most qualifier rage quits. Most pro-Canada. So this goes to the nation that overall was most pro-Canada during the event. In their gameplay, in their communication, they just were most pro-Canada about everything they did. We give this award out every year to make sure we're representing Canada really well. And I think we know the most pro-Canada was Mexico this year. So big ups to Mexico, taking home the award for being most pro-Canada. Not everyone can do that. So congrats. Most improved team. So this team improved by 53 points from last year. So this team played also last year. This year, they improved by 53 points. Any guesses on a 53-point improvement? It's the same team as last year, meaning Spain wasn't a team last year, so they don't technically have that same improvement. Ireland wasn't technically a team last year, so not the same improvement. So any other guesses on the most improved team here? They improved by 53 points. Nothing. Netherlands? We're looking for Central Europe. Central Europe with the most improved team award. I don't know what that is on there. Okay, there we go. Central Europe gets the 53-point improvement. They're the most improved team year to year. Yeah, 0 doesn't count. You had to play them both to really get that. Best one-man show. So this team was just one guy that just kept showing up and trying to represent his nation, doing everything he could. And that goes to Polenta of Brazil. He just kept trying to keep Brazil in it as long as he could. Kept playing, kept showing up. So shout out to Polenta. Best Portal Hog. So this award we give out to the player that was able to take and hold the most portals on average each game. That there were portals, that was able to stack, defend portals well, make sure that those paths were blocked from everybody else. So each year we make sure we give out that Portal Hog award to the player that knows what to do with his portals, and that has to go to JJ Okocha. Big winner there, the Romanian Ram, with the Best Portal Hog award. Biggest troll move. Any thoughts on what you guys saw over the event as the biggest troll move that we saw this year? I'm sure there are different opinions, you know, on who's just overall made the biggest troll move. Interesting guesses here. Interesting guess. Oh, I need to pay out the prediction real quick. Hold on. Choose outcome. England won. And there we go. Did anyone vote? England won? Doesn't look like it. Ugh. All right. The biggest troll move goes to I Am Mamba with his Great Wall of Turkey. That was a wild move in the semifinals. Got to be the biggest troll move we saw in the event. Not even close. Best nickname. This event has a tendency to create new spotlights in the Risk community on players that maybe you haven't heard about before, or haven't absolutely been the big names of Risk. Maybe not top of your Saber leaderboard, but brings new names to the front. And I think one, thanks for the Ray Junko Pop. Glad to have you. The best nickname goes to the Hungarian Hammer, Slevy. That name will not soon be forgotten when you see him around in Risk tournaments. I am sure that is cemented in the back of your mind as the Hungarian Hammer, who had a fantastic tournament for Eastern Europe, as well as his teammate JJ. They're the Romanian Ram. Best Twitch chatter. Any thoughts on who you guys felt was the best Twitch chatter throughout the event? Tanyao. Okay, Tanyao. Opener Carter. Chad. Zareki. Zycron has no idea on the best chatter. Oh, okay. Let's see. Best Twitch chatter goes to LeBra. LeBra's been in a ton of lobbies, chatting along as games go on, adding in his unique German perspective on games being played. So major award here, the best Twitch chatter to LeBra. Proud of you. I did not add all the H's. I ran out of room, so just went with 2 H's. Felt like that kind of covered it. There you go. I know, he was here earlier, but, you know, Germans have to go to bed at some point. Now we get to some serious stuff. These are the Golden Awards. The Golden Slayer Award goes to the player with the most overall bounties in the tournament. It doesn't matter how many games they played or anything like that. It just goes straight up to the most bounties in the tournament. And then the Golden Roller is the award for the most average points. So we take all your points you scored during the event, divide it by the number of games you played, and that's the top average points for the Golden Roller. Golden Dice got voted on this week by all the match hosts and broadcasters. They got to vote on who they thought was the best player in the tournament. They got to select from any of the top 10 scorers in the tournament who they felt was the best overall player, and that's the Golden Dice Award. So we'll start here with Golden Slayer, and we will go through who was close first, and then we'll go to our winner. Yeah, the finals get you 9,000 points for the win. So 5th overall in Golden Slayer was 7 bounties. The aforementioned Hungarian Hammer, Slevy, for Eastern Europe, representing Hungary. And then tied with him, with also 7, is Carter 8786 here for Ireland, who you saw in that final here, played just a few minutes ago. 3rd, Tropikill, the 8 kills for Spain. Finishes in a tie for 3rd on the Golden Slayer Awards. Brilliant Frog of, again, couldn't fit it, so I just went with Brilliant Frog of. I thought maybe we would know. Tied there for 3rd also with Tropical with 8. And then in 2nd, also playing in the finals earlier today, Trunk with 11 bounties here in the Golden Slayer, which means your winner of the Golden Slayer for Risk World Cup 2025, who will be immortalized in the Risk World Cup Hall of Fame, is, with 13 bounties, from England, Rue13, your Golden Slayer Award for 2025. 13 bounties, fantastic. Pretty cool. Rue will be in there forever now, as well as being on the team that won the title. So, very impressive from Rue. Now we move on to our Golden Roller. Again, this is the most average points per game scored in the tournament that we give out. We'll give you who was close. Trunk, again, finished in 5th at 12.6 points per game. Very impressive. Keeping in mind a wins 15 or 20, depending on which game you're winning. 12.6 every game you play is a fantastic number. Carter, actually in 4th, not a tie, at 13 points per game. Brilliant Frog of at 14.8. He actually finishes in 3rd there. Tanner, so these numbers, the placements are different. So that's 3rd. 3rd place is actually Tanner. He actually finished ahead of Brilliant Frog, which will be important to Tanner. I want to make sure we get that right. Tanner finished at 15. He kept winning 70 games, fixed 70 games, but not getting all the bounties. 2nd, Bart, number 1 player in the world, finishes 2nd in the Golden Roller at 15.3 points per game. Any thoughts there on who you guys think wins this thing for the Golden Roller, most average points? I think it might be Zycron. Zycron will let you know that it's not him. Yeah, Zycron says not me. He won 2 games. He just won a really important game. Tanner better than Frog. Okay, Chad confirming Tanner greater than Frog. Got a guess of Grogu? Rue thinks he had 16.5 per game. Rue thinks it might be him. Let's see. Your winner in the Golden Roller was 16.5 points per game. From England, Rue 13. Very fantastic finish there from Rue 13. He didn't even play in the final for England. Got 16.5 points coming into this game today. So, very impressive. Rue is your Golden Slayer and Golden Roller for the event, as well as a World Cup champion. So, Rue cleaning up Risk World Cup awards this year in 2025. Okay, now the prestigious Golden Dice Award. This goes, again, to who the match hosts and broadcasters that were watching every game, in-depth, seeing every game, seeing scores come through. They chose who they thought was the best overall player in the event. In 4th, with 10% of the vote, goes to Bart of the Netherlands. Had a fantastic tournament. Tied in 4th, the Brilliant Frog of, also with 10% of the vote, finishes in 4th here. In the Golden Dice voting. In 2nd, Rue 13 with 20% of the vote. So Rue will not take home the clean sweep of all 3 awards. We know that for sure, okay? Tanner also finishes in a tie for second with Rue at 20% of the vote. Any thoughts on who your golden dice winner of the 2025 Risk World Cup is? Probably Arco, Grogu, Loma. Yeah, I love these. These are great answers. Zycron thinks Carter. Rivers saying Carter. MIB Operative saying Carter. Sea Monster says Grogu Carter. Chad saying Carter deserves it. Open says my vote 100%. Bart thinking Carter Trunk. Your golden dice winner for the 2025 Risk World Cup with 40% of the vote from Ireland. Carter 8-7, 8-6 with the win. He played a fantastic tournament. He got Ireland all the way to the final and one game away from taking home the cup. So, very impressive, fantastic run for a late arriving Carter for the Irish team. Okay, now what some would say are the most prestigious awards we hand out here, the Best Match Host and Best Broadcaster awards. These are voted on by the players. So the players had last week to vote on their favorite match host and their favorite broadcaster from the event. We didn't really give any other criteria other than who they thought was the best during the event. The match host and the broadcaster had to work at least 3 games, so we had a good enough sample size for the players to be able to vote on them. And here are your best match host finalists. Coming in third, last year's best match host, Kristen Chips at 7% of the vote. Also tied for third, Quarantined, with 7% of the vote. Big thanks to all these guys who did such a great job throughout the event. These match hosts really put things together for you and make the event run a lot smoother in some very challenging situations. Also tied in third, Prof 37 at 7%. Exceedu 96 finishes in second with 23% of the vote. Fitz finishes in second with 23% of the vote. And your winner of Best Match Host 2025 goes to, with 31% of the vote. It was a tight vote. Anais Wellington, or you may know as a Grogu. So shout out to Anais for all of the match hosting. Shout out to all these match hosts who did such a great job putting this event together. We couldn't do it without you guys. We really appreciate you. All right, Best Broadcaster. Third, Open Tanyao, 23% of the vote. Open Tanyao does such an unbelievable job during the Risk World Cup. He's highly entertaining to watch. He brings a great perspective, very positive, fun, entertaining. So we love watching Open Tanyao. It's always one of my favorite things about the Risk World Cup is getting to watch Tanyao cover so much of it, giving his fantastic insight. Second, Quarantined, one of the fan favorites, kind of just says what he thinks. He gives a much different perspective than Open Tanyao. He'll call you out. We're lucky he wasn't on the mic for that noob miss split because it would have been ugly. So you just never know. But Quarantine does such a great job covering a ton of action, really breaking down the strategy. We love listening to Quarantined. And your winner for Best Broadcaster with 46% of the vote. It's me. It was me the whole time. It would be hilarious if I put me. Hot Bun's not eligible. You had to do at least 3 games. Hot Buns just did the 1 international game. Dark Tanyao. Surprise ride-in, Dark Tanyao. Your Best Broadcaster award goes to Miketh. Miketh, another fantastic broadcaster during the World Cup. His Spanish team was a fan favorite during the event to follow. They had great interaction. He did such a great job bringing that feel to the event of making it very special, very entertaining. The international competition piece of it was highlighted by Miketh. And he does such a fantastic job while watching kids and working his job from home, covering the Risk World Cup. Couldn't do it without him. Couldn't do it without these broadcasters and match hosts. Obviously couldn't do it without all these awesome players. It's been a blast. A whole nother year of Risk World Cup done. We are planning a fall event this year. More information coming out about that here soon, so you'll know about it. The Risk World Cup's an annual event. It's a special event. I'm sure you guys felt through the power rankings and through the pieces of international qualifying and all of the stuff we were doing. It's a different event than anything else you play in the Risk community, and it takes a lot of people and a lot of time and effort to put this together. So big shout out to all those guys for making this event so special. We hope to keep it special and unique and a circle on the calendar for so many to get to play in this. We hope you guys enjoyed it. One more shout out. To Old England 1 and Zycron on their 2025 Risk World Cup Championship. We will update the Hall of Fame in the Discord. We will add the badges for all of these awards. Zerky's probably already in there getting those awards set up. Again, huge shout out to Zerky, who does all of the Discord behind this event. And the Discord of this event is insane because of the way we do roles for nationals, national affiliation, and then national teams, the VC setups, the coordination that goes on with Zerky building all the match threads. It's unbelievable what he does. So make sure next time you talk to Zerky, when you guys tell me thanks for this awesome event, you should be telling Zerky thanks for this awesome event, because we would not have it without Zerky. He's been with us since the start. He was one of my first messages when we started putting together Risk World Cup 2023, and he hasn't really left since. He's been right here making this event what it is all the way through, keeping the didn't put it actually up, all the way keeping scores through the final here today through those 3 resets at some crazy late hour probably in Croatia. So huge shout out to Zerky. If you want to say one big thank you, make sure it goes to Zerky. He deserves it for all the time and attention and effort he puts into this thing. Okay, hope everyone enjoyed it. That's a wrap on Risk World Cup 2025. If you want to play in tournaments like this, go to professionalrisktakers.com. You can sign up, become a member. That's the best way you can support this community so that we can continue to grow it, put together awesome events, and things like the Risk World Cup that we do each year. Again, there will be a fall event in the Risk World Cup server, so make sure you are in the server and paying attention to those announcements because you're going to want to know. It's a little different style and flair to it we're going to be doing. For the fall, it won't be the Risk World Cup, but it will have a Risk World Cup flair to it. Very excited, and thanks to all you guys for participating. Without the participants and all these nations and all these fantastic players, we had 6 of the top 7 players in the world play at least part of the final today. Play at least in one of the games of the final today, which is insane. You just don't see that very often. So we will rate out one final time, and until next time, everybody, for Professional Risk Takers, I'm at Mitch on Risk, and thank you for joining us for Risk World Cup 2025.